Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome to my friend's kitchen. I'm not on my couch this week. I'm not on the bed in the Airbnb where I was staying last week. I'm now in my friend's kitchen in Moira, just near Belfast, Northern Ireland. And today I'd like to speak about self love. It's pretty obvious that I have no hair. I had hair last week. And this is the result of me making a grand gesture of love to myself. It was over the past few months as my profile has been growing and I've been working with more and more people and getting out there more on social media. I started wondering, why have I never shaved my hair off yet? Because I've been wanting to do it for a number of years. And I just kept asking myself the questions. I'm always asking myself questions, challenging myself, considering how life is mirroring me and what is working and what isn't working, and how authentic I'm being with my message of self-love, self-acceptance, self-worth. And so this question, I kept saying, why not yet? Why haven't you done it? I was going to do it with a friend of mine. A friend of mine did it earlier this year. She did it 10 years ago and again earlier this year in order to raise funds for a very, very worthy cause that works towards finding a cure for a specific kind of cancer. I'm afraid I can't remember the type of cancer it is, but she raised quite a lot of money and shaved her head. So she did the Brave the Shave thing where she shaved her head and raised money over a month in advance. And then money was donated to, finding a cure. I was going to do it with her, and then I backed out. And I said to myself, I think it was because of vanity. And I said that to her as well. And I thought, but I'm not really, I am vain. Aren't we all a little bit vain? Let's be honest. So, yes, it was a little bit out of vanity. And I thought, but it's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's not just vanity because, I believe that I'm more than that. I've got more layers than that. So it wouldn't just be about vanity. So I kept asking the question, why haven't I done it yet? I really wanted to do it. I really feel that I've wanted to rock this no hair thing for a long time. So I kept asking myself and I came up with a deeper answer. I realized that as I'm becoming more and more public and working with more and more people, I was a bit concerned that my image should fit into the image that the world expects of me. So this took me from vanity to realizing that that's a bit of a more of a self-acceptance question, because I was wondering, is the world going to accept what they see? Are they going to want to hear from me? Are they going to take me seriously and listen to my message that I have to share, that I'm so passionate about, if I don't look the way that people expect me to look? This is quite a shock for me, because I realized that there's a possibility that a portion of my self-acceptance wasn't sitting within me, but it was sitting outside in the hands of the world, the people who may or may not subscribe to the message that I'm sharing. And that was when I came to the decision that I'm definitely going to shave my hair, because I believe in me. I believe in my message. I am passionate about self-love, self-acceptance, and building this self-worth. And so I decided to walk my talk, as a colleague of mine said to me this morning, when she saw this bold move that I've made. She said that she was quite impressed that I was walking my talk. And so that's exactly what I've done. I made a grand gesture of love to myself. I've said to myself, I love you enough. I believe in you enough. You don't have to look a certain way in order to hold the value that you hold. You don't need to look a certain way in order for your message to hold worth. You don't need to look a certain way in order for your work to have impact. And so here I sit in front of you today without any hair on my head, rocking a completely different look from normal. I don't have my hair waved and hanging down over my shoulders. I don't have it tied up in a a messy bun on my head. I'm not able to do anything fashionable with my hair because my hair is about a millimeter long. I feel like it grew overnight. So I would just like to say as well that I don't expect everyone to have to do bold gestures of love, not in relationships, and whether that be in a relationship with yourself or in a relationship with somebody else. It's not necessary to always make a bold gesture. However, in this case, and in some cases, it can feel necessary. In this case, it felt necessary for me. I felt like I wouldn't really believe myself unless I made the gesture, the grand move. And so here I am, having done it. And let me tell you the strangest thing. I feel free. I feel light. Hello, Cherise. Welcome, and thank you for being here. And thank you very much for that compliment that I'm looking gorgeous. I'm feeling gorgeous. I'm feeling, as I was just saying, free and light and almost more authentic, if that's possible, because maybe it's a bit of a feeling of nakedness. So I feel like something has been stripped away, and I am here showing up 100%. And it's also a lovely, lovely reminder that I always do that. So even when I do have my hair done or not done, and whatever I might be wearing or not wearing, I show up. And realizing that now, as I sit here in front of you, that I'm showing up the same as I always do, that is such an accreditation. I feel like I'm able to say, well done, you've come far, to myself. And this is all part of keeping the self-love going, growing the self-worth, keeping myself accountable to myself and to all of you. So thank you for walking with me. Cherise, JJ UK, I don't see you here now, but I know that you were on earlier. Oh, yes, and about that. Sorry I'm late, guys. I've been on holiday, and holiday has really, really worked for me. Not only has it inspired me to do bold things, like remove all the hair off my head, but I have been inspired to really connect with a part of me that needed rest, mental rest, a part of me that needed to let go. I was holding on to the reins of my journey quite tight, it seems. And somehow along the lines, that meant that today in my mind, today's live was at 1 p.m. And at 12 o'clock, when I got some messages asking me if I was going live, I realized that I'd pushed the whole thing out by an hour in my head and not informed anyone. So thank you so much, Cherise, for being here. Thank you, JJ, for being here an hour ago. And alerting me to the fact that I wasn't here. And thank you for bearing with me. And Cherise, I know earlier you also made the point that it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And that is how life works, isn't it? So what a wonderful reminder. Things happen as and when they should. And so, yes, back to what I was saying. I don't believe it is always necessary to make a bold gesture in a relationship. But sometimes when you feel that it is, make that gesture. It could be towards yourself, and it could be towards somebody close to you. And a bold gesture could look like a really small gesture from the outside, but it could mean a lot to somebody else. Something as small as bringing home a box of chocolates for your significant other because you saw their favorite chocolates, and you can just do it. You can just because you can. It doesn't have to be a reason. Gestures of love go a very, very long way. And I've definitely felt that this week. What I would like to say as well is sometimes our gestures towards ourselves and each other can actually speak to somebody else. Something that has come up for me a lot in the past few weeks is realizing how my story impacts other people. So often we might do something that we think only affects us or the person closest to us. And actually what it is doing is it's telling a story for somebody that you might not know at all or think you're impacting, but your actions are impacting somebody else and making a big wave. I felt that this week with Little Western. Hi JJ, you're here, you're back. Thank you. Yes, the rewards are incredible for ourselves and others, indeed, when there is a gesture of love and commitment, the rewards are great. And this week, I felt that because when I decided to shave my head, I'm going to tell you a story of Little Weston, and you guys know him. He was very, very upset when he heard that I wanted to shave my hair, and he asked me for a private chat, and he told me how he was worried that he wouldn't be able to love me if I didn't have hair, and he was very emotional about it. It was huge for him. I thanked him for telling me how he felt, and we spoke about it. And I said to him, I think he might be surprised because I was still going to do it, and he might be surprised and realize that he could still love me. He wasn't convinced. However, he then decided to tell Erin, and she suggested to him that it might be easier for him if he did it with me. And of course, he jumped at that opportunity. He loved that idea. Yeah, he was so emotional and so honest. And then he jumped at the idea of doing it with me. He thought that was a grand idea. So we had the best late night kitchen barbershop fun the other night. It was so much fun. Erin was our little barber. The shavers kept running out of battery power, and we'd have to plug them in and recharge them. So we were in various stages of pineapple heads. It was really funny. And we just had lots of giggles and lots of laughs. And Westy and I were so chuffed to have matching hairstyles. And then what happened is the next day we woke up, still cool, still got our matching hairstyles, until it came time to going out to the shop. Weston jumped at the opportunity. Can I come with you? Yes, he's coming with to the shop. And suddenly he said, oh no, maybe I should stay at home. I said to him, why do you want to stay at home? Don't you want to come with? And he's like, okay, I'll come with. As we got into the car, he suddenly said, maybe I should just run and get a coat. And I said to him, are you not feeling well? Because it's really warm. It's not coat weather. I didn't think what it was about at the time. So he said, oh, no, okay, so I won't get a coat. Then when we got to the shop, he said, maybe I'll stay in the car when you go into the shop. And then I said to him, why would you want to stay in the car? And his answer was, what if the people laugh at me because of my hair? And I realized that a child as young as 7 can have insecurity about being rejected for how they look. And my heart broke, and I realized more than ever how happy I was for having done what I've done and having done it with him, because I was able to say to him, they're not going to laugh, and if they do, it doesn't really matter. So the way I know that they're probably not going to laugh is because they're all worried about what we might think of them. Every single person you see in this shop is more worried about how they look to other people than what the other people are looking like. So just like you're worried, everybody's worried about that. So I said, so come on anyway, we've got each other, let's do this. And off we went through the shop. And the wonder is nobody turned a head. And as we were going through the shop, he was getting more and more bold and more into his usual chirpy self, bouncing around. And when we got back in the car, that was the first thing he said. He was like, nobody laughed. And what a wonderful, wonderful breakthrough. So this week, my gesture towards myself liberated me in a big way and helped me to really realize how I am showing up for myself, how authentic I am being, and how my self-love has really, really grown my self-esteem and my self-worth over the years to a point where I don't need all the extras. And not only that, it benefited a 7-year-old boy to feel way more confident than he did before, and to realize that he really doesn't have to worry about what other people are thinking about him as long as he's happy and confident with his journey. And in addition to that, I've heard from a lot of other people out there who have felt motivated, inspired, strengthened, comforted by what I've done. Who knew? So that's the big reminder today. Keep loving yourself, because in loving yourself, you're not only loving yourself, you're loving everyone around you. And I know I say it over and over again about filling your cup, filling your basket of apples so that you've got apples and water to share with the people you love. But it really, really is true. So keep loving yourself. And in doing that, you're just going to grow and shine and glow and be able to serve life and everyone in your life better and better. Thank you so much for being here. JJ UK and Cherise, I really love seeing you every Friday, even when I'm an hour late. Lots of love. Until next week. Ciao. Mwah.